to Scotland! Woohoo!
And at the memorial there is quite a small car park, but it is adequate for motorhomes. We're using the overhang to make sure that we don't stick out into the centre, but as you can see, there is a good car park here.
Right round the other side.
What a beautiful place it is. Well, we're now heading off on the road to Skye. Although we won't be crossing the bridge to the Isle of Skye, we'll be taking a right turn and heading further north. So let's carry on. We made another pit stop just to get a bit of air. Not far from Kinlochew now. With I keep trying to say that right. Kinlochew. We've just pulled off the roadside here, and looking at another view. Bit of a viewpoint. It's rather nice. A little bit misty in the distance there, but a lovely view. I can hear a helicopter. I hope that's not a rescue. Just coming up in the distance here now. What we notice though is that the cloud closes in behind us. As you can see, the cloud rolling up on the hills over there. We've just come from over there, and it was fairly clear, but only just a few minutes later and the fog comes through. The site, as you can see, the entrance to the site reveals a very pretty site indeed. And the site is made up with half a dozen or so different parking areas. There's one in front of us there, and another here. The backdrop of the site is even more impressive. This smaller area here is reserved for the smaller camper vans and motorhomes, and caravans of course, under 6 metres in that one. As you can see, we're surrounded in pretty views, and another camping area this side, and just to my right here is a small camping area where we're camping this morning. good morning and welcome back to Posh Cat's Cabin. We've just left Kinlochew Caravan and Motorhome Club site. We're along the road now on the NC 500. Probably hear vehicles going past. Busy little bit of road. We've pulled over for a cup of coffee. We've been on the road about 40 minutes and I'm facing here the Isle of Ewe, which is rather nice. Lovely view of the island across there, and there's a notice board just down here. I'll show you what it says on the notice board. And we're now going to set off and make our way round to Ullapool. Well, from up here on the seawall you get a lovely view of the loch that comes in from the Atlantic here, and this has been our view last night and this morning. There's a row of pictures along the water here, people walking their dogs and getting fresh air, and there's plenty of that. We're parked just along here. One of the ferries destined for a Scottish island, no doubt. Big truck just loaded up on there. Well, we've made it along a beautiful road to our next stop, which is Clactol Beach campsite. And here we are on the edge of the field, little fence here,
Behind us, look.
and
Behind us.
there's the sea. So we're right on the coast again this time. If I just pan round slowly here, you'll see there's some beautiful properties up on the hill. What life, eh? And there's the road we came in on, just between the properties there. Every now and again we see the odd car go through there. It is marked up as the NC 500. That's a B road. But very, very pretty, as you can say. As you can see, the waves are crashing against the rocks this morning. And quite a stiff breeze here. Some Highland cattle up on the hill there as well. We've been watching those taking shelter during the storm that we had yesterday. Hope you can hear me above the wind. It's really blowing again this morning. But nearly blew me over that time. It gusts from time to time. The wind really does gust, and we've had our motorhome pointing into the wind. Fortunately, we're on a pitch. We can turn the van round and face the wind, so we don't get the effects of the wind too much on the van. Okay, let's wander down and see if we can find some sand. And right up on the ridge now, looking across Clactol Beach. The things we do for a shot, eh? We have arrived at our next destination. We're in a little village called Laid, L-A-I-D, and we're on the north coast now, on Loch Eriboll. And behind me is Bertie Badger. In front of me is a beautiful view. Well, let me show you what it is. It's fantastic. And here's our view from our motorhome for the next couple of nights. And this is Loch Erible on the north coast of Scotland. Amazing views. Still got a bit of a breeze here, but a little bit of mist on the loch. So what do you fancy then?
Chocolate.
No.
We've come to Cocoa Mountain
Oh dear.
and we've got a parking space.
Mmm. Mmm. Happy face.
Chocolate. Yum.
Mmm. Well, we've just had lunch and Oscar's just waiting for a little biscuit. And you, Oscar. Here you go. Good boy. And we're just having lunch here at the end of Loch Erible. That's Loch Erible. We stayed on the CL a little further down, and we've perched up on the hill here on a very windy bit of the NC 500. So just had lunch and almost ready to start off on the next section of the journey. I'll give you a look at the view we've been watching for the last 20 minutes or so. Here we are, and we were parked just a little bit down the road on the opposite side of the loch for the last couple of nights, and we've gone all the way round the loch, followed the road round. That will take us to Tongue, which is our next town on the NC 500. This is Loch Erible. As I said, there's an island there which looks like it's got a fortress of some sort on it, down there. We're going to be following the road round. You can just see the road up on the mainland there, with a motorhome coming along, I think. Don't know if we can pick that up. There we are. Looks as if he's stopped, but beautiful. So we'll carry on with our journey and catch up with you a little further down the road. Well, we've made it to Altnahara. It's a beautiful venue, quite a small caravan and motorhome club site. We've been pitched here overnight, and it's turned rather gloomy. It's extremely drizzly, and there are at least 1 million midges around my head. So it's a pretty tranquil spot. I'm standing where a motorhome has been parked, which is giving us a pretty good view of the loch. Somebody there fly fishing. Well, we've travelled back down south to Inverness. We've refuelled and stocked up with a few bits and pieces at Morrison's, and we've ended up in Carbridge. We gave this little CL a call by telephone at lunchtime, and we've found some sunshine. And lovely little family-owned CL called Bogroy Croft, and 5 pitches in a row. I think 3 of them are hard stand and 2 of them are grass. Sue just asked if we were going to walk across the top of the arch. I don't think so. Quite a nice little river though, nice little town here. Sue?
Yeah, hurry up.
walking through into the walled garden. You see it's beautifully laid out. If you like something a little more private, you can go in the coppice behind the wall for a few more pictures.